Bro, one of the many benefits of living in the digital age is the fact that we have access to things that nobody else would have seen. Obviously, everybody's interconnected and you can get news from all over the globe. But back in the 80s, they would never have had access to the top tier cringe that we do. The only famous people out there were the people in Hollywood on the big screen. Internet celebrity influencer? What does that mean? Little did they know that fame would eventually evolve to the point that where anybody can do it just with the touch of your phone. And you know the old saying goes, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. Like, for example, do try and make some good entertaining shit, but don't let your ego run amok. And unfortunately for this man we're going to be taking a look at, he's gone crazy. He's on the level with Kanye, homie. Because this social media influencer created a profile about himself as an emerging world leader.
We leave Jomo Kenyatta Airport. Marquette's mobile rings. The chief of police is phoning to welcome Mr. Burton to Nairobi, sharing that an armed guard will be waiting in the morning to escort Marquette wherever he wishes to go. It's a mystery as to how such a young man has so many extraordinary connections around the planet.
Right out the gate, there's no humble brag, there's no little bit of like, oh, here's a little bit of salt before I give you the whole cock. No, the first thing we hear is how this amazing young man is so intimately well connected. And if that is true, how he's so well connected, that it is a miracle. Considering he only has 70k subscribers. That's not me shitting on his numbers, because who gives a fuck about numbers? You should be doing it because you enjoy it. No, I just think it's incredibly cheeky to have less followers than an Instagram model and to rub your ego this hard. He made this about himself. It's framed as if someone else had the idea to go record the world famous Marquette. He paid for the cameramen, he paid for the security guards, and he paid also for the narration, just so he can tell the world how amazing and what a cool guy he is, and that you should all be jealous.
Marquette Devon is the real-life James Bond. Of all the leaders I've documented, I've never witnessed an armed guard so taken with the person they are charged with protecting. Marquette is a man you share your secrets with and laugh with, even if you have an AK-47 strapped over your shoulder.
Yes, in Marquette's eyes, he's the Nairobi James Bond. He's apparently so charming that he can whip the pants off any armed guard. I just wish I had the balls to make up stuff like this about myself. Dino is one of the most handsome men to live. He regularly gets phone calls from former President Barack Obama asking him to lay with his wife. After Dino's first birthday, he had to move to a remote secluded island because he could simply not handle the copious amounts of pussy that was getting thrown his way.
It's just that Marquette Devon Burton is enchanting and bold and kind.
And also he smells like lavender. And also puppies love him. And also he has the coolest Transformers collection in the whole school. It's like straight up like little kid logic all the way through. If I just say a bunch of cool stuff, then all of a sudden everybody will like me. Yeah, I totally finger blasted a girl last summer. What was her name? I didn't get her name. I was just too busy finger blasting her. Besides, I couldn't even hear her. She was gushing like a waterfall.
A Kenyan public school teacher reached out asking if he would be willing to surprise her students on their field trip to Nairobi. Despite other plans, with a smile, he agreed. The Kenyans literally rolled out the red carpet for Mr. Burton's arrival. He is an enigmatic figure, a businessman, and a boxer.
3 things to point out in that scene. Number 1, did you notice the confusion of that man? Homie probably works there and is probably befuddled as to why this random stranger is approaching the secure checkpoint. Also, why would there be a red carpet at school? 2, did you notice the sign above his head? When the guard pulls him towards the VIP entrance, on guard, I am like 50%, if maybe 60% convinced that's photoshopped. It looks like it was a different color signed and then they just dropped the ultra key on top of it and changed the letters. I also just like how goofy the scene is. No, you are a VIP. Go into this elevator. You are too special for regular people. Get away from those peasant stairs, Marquette. And number 3, Marquette, for such a famous man, for some reason, you didn't actually hire a cameraman? What? Someone of your status should surely have enough money to hire a film crew to follow you? Why is your girlfriend holding up a Samsung and recording you with the flash on? I have no idea if he's actually gonna go meet some kids. Maybe he does have a little pull, nowhere near as much as he thinks he does. But I will be shocked if it's not just a bunch of midget actors in costume who are gonna start singing and dancing the minute he walks in, throwing roses at his feet. I know I'm harping on this a little bit. I also just like the fact that he keeps adding and. I mean, he actually says, and a boxer.
And a boxer.
So not only is he super handsome, he's super tough and could totally beat you up. Like, that's objectively hilarious.
An author, a stoic, and a poet. And above all, a philosopher. A leader in reforming global human culture. He's written a 3-sentence Bible. Be yourself. Be good to yourself. Be good to good people. And here he is living that. Marquette's assistant allocated 30 minutes in his schedule for this meet and greet.
So it's incorrect about it being little people. I just think his ego's a little bit too big. You're famous in Nairobi, clearly. Look at all of those kids. But this is often a very big problem with African celebrities. Off the top of your head, right now, name the top 10 Nigerian actors. Go. What? You can't name one? Neither can I, and I grew up in Africa. Brute, being famous in an African country does not translate to world fame at all. We used to have a music channel, and regularly we would get Nigerian music on it, with admittedly absolutely slapping beats. And yes, in their home country, super mega famous. But the rest of the world would have not a fucking clue. That's why it's so goofy that he's done this video in English. Dude, if you did this in whatever language you speak, I don't know where Nairobi is, nobody would have batted an eye. But you're putting yourself on the same platform as like Ariana Grande. Oh god, could you imagine the self-doco he would shoot if he met Ari? When Marquette met Ariana Grande, she offered him to stay at her mansion. In fact, begged him because of how amazingly big Marquette's muscles are. But he could not, because he was too busy feeding the hungry and homeless in his local area. And besides, he had 3 mansions down the road because he was simply that humble. You see, Marquette lives by a Bible. Live, encourage, or whatever the fuck else he said. As an author and a poet, he simply could not accept. But as a businessman, he thought he must. Like, it starts getting contradictory. Because he's so many amazing things, the values start overlapping. Even though Marquette is so tall and strong, he is also short and has lots of confidence. He just starts, like, overloading at how amazing he is. And I'm super cool. And I run fast.
Marquette's assistant allocated 30 minutes in his schedule for this meet and greet. But Marquette stayed to take a photo with every kid who wanted one, and to listen to each boy rap and give every child the attentiveness that he teaches parents to give their children. There you go, parents. If you ever need any advice, Marquette's got it for you. Even though he doesn't have any kids of his own, you should listen to him. Because for some reason, being around kids for this long makes you an expert. He is Mr. Rogers of the modern era. There is much that is wrong in the world today. But there is only one who is doing something to make change around the world, to ensure that boys grow into strong men and leaders, and that girls grow into ladies, great mothers, excellent wives, and productive citizens. There's only one person who can save us from ourselves. Fuck God. We just need Marquette. He can stop it. Ukraine, done. World hunger, done. Disease, gone! Marquette is a one-man army who is the Mr. Rogers of the modern era. I don't even need to make a joke out of that, dude. What the fuck? Marquette believes that everybody can be themselves and should be themselves and is strong when they just believe in themselves. But also, did you notice that thing that popped up right at the end of the video? Marquette, our champion, also believes that women shouldn't have money in a relationship. I just don't understand how this dude's brain works. You literally just spent 3.5 minutes rubbing your own nipples, using every single positive word in the English language to describe yourself. And then just to backpedal by saying, yeah, but women are, you know, the kind of second class. What a ridiculous human being. Right, I would love to stay in chat, but unfortunately I have a shift. And if I take Marquette's teachings into my own life, I just have to really believe in myself
and I can get through today. Thank you guys so much for watching. You are legally required now to subscribe. See you later. Bye. Oh, that was almost as cool as I wanted it to be.